Hello, so welcome back to Chronically Suki. I mentioned the dispenser kettle I wanted to get, I was saving to get in the previous videos. I finally got it, and I just wanted to show you it. It's a Breville, and it has the Brita filter and stuff with it. I've set it up over here and I've filled it up with the water, but I haven't used it yet. So I was just going to have a go at using it now, and I thought I'd film it so you could see what it was like and how easy it is to use. So yeah, but as you can see, it's got this little thing that removes, so you can clean that quite easily when it gets too dirty, and that just slots right on there, and that's where your cup sits, obviously. There's a nice little stop button there. That's the start button. I'm not going to press that yet, but it has this little dial here, and that adjusts the amount of water that it will boil and dispense. So I think what I'll do is I'll grab a cup. Let's go for the biggest. Okay, that one's not going to work. That's not going to fit. Let's try this one for a minute. Right, no tea or sugar or coffee in there. I just want to test to see how it works first before I make a tea, and how the stop button and all works. So I've got it switched on and plugged in at the wall. That's the smallest amount. I'm gonna, because it's quite a big cup. So I'll move it to that little dot there, just to there. And that should be enough water, because I don't want to whack it all the way up to there and it be too much and it overflow. Because that won't be any good. Right, so I guess we just press the start button and see what happens. The light's gone on here, so it's doing something. Can't hear it. Oh, there we go. It's very quiet. Oh, it's getting louder, so. There we are, it's boiling now. Make sure that cup is in the right place. Right, now hopefully when it's finished boiling, this will pour out into the cup. Oh, it's working really well. Oh, look at that. There we go. Now say that's enough water. What you do is
it's already stopped.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That really wasn't much water at all. So I probably need to get a full cup on that. I'd probably need to whack it up a few more notches. So let's try that again. About half a cup there, so I'm going to do that again because I want to see how the stop button works properly while it's running. I think this stop button is probably a really good safety feature as well, especially for someone who's really clumsy like me. Oh, look at that, stopped straight away. So that is really handy.
But what that does is it forces the hot water back into the cold tank, which is a bad for the pressure. Because that's what that did, it just pressure popped.
Yeah, that's alright. As long as it don't explode in your face. It's probably built to do that.
Yeah, but you don't
pour
want...
that hot water out. But yeah, so
For a smaller
that
cup...
worked really good.
So for a smaller cup, I reckon we got it right there.
Yeah, yeah. But it's really good because it comes with, obviously, a little manual to tell you how it all works. It tells you how to set up the Brita filter. Tells you how to set up the kettle and use the kettle and everything, which is really handy. So don't throw these out, keep hold of them. I always keep hold of the manuals. There's another little instruction thing there that tells you how to use it.
I think that's a sticker to stick on a wall.
It's
a quick start guide.
But also there's a guide to Brita filters here and all the different types of Brita filters, which is good. Come with the kettle. And this, which I like, they sent me a voucher for £5 off Brita filters, because the name brand Brita filters are quite expensive. I found I use Brita jugs a lot, filter jugs a lot, because the water in this place makes me ill, and I find that filtering it helps filter out that stuff that makes me ill, and it makes the water taste a lot better. So I've been using the filters for years, and I don't buy the Brita ones, I buy the cheaper off-brand ones. So you can get them, I buy like a year's supply at a time for about £24 on the internet on Amazon. So check out different types of filters, because Brita is quite expensive. But they sent me a free filter with this. But yeah, so as we got that right now, and I've tested it with a normal cup. In here I've got my tea and sugar. So I'm just gonna give it a go with that. It don't take too long to boil, does it? Either.
No, that's because in there, the silver bit, it's got a high pressure coil system, so the water goes in, it heats the coil, so instantly boils the water. Once it's boiled to the right temperature, it pumps the water out through the little bit there, up into there, and then spits it into the cup.
Yeah, so but it is very shiny as well.
Yeah, don't touch the stop button.
No.
Let's watch what happens when it's fully done its cup. See?
Oh,
the light goes off.
Oh, see, again, that's not a full cup. I'm going to have to get used to these settings. But
it's enough to put some milk in.
Yeah. But there we go. And see, now that's made life a lot easier for me, because with my conventional kettle that I had, using it, I was having trouble lifting it up and to pour. It's hurting my wrists and dislocating my wrists, and a couple of times I did drop the kettle. So and that's quite dangerous when it's full of boiling water, you know. So I wanted to get one of these to make it safer for me to make my own cups of tea. So yeah, and it holds quite a lot of water as well, so you know, and obviously I can fill it from there, just use a cup or something to fill it, or a jug or something, or John can fill it for me, and probably only have to fill it every couple of days and that. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it actually. I better put some milk in that. But yeah, so so that's the second device I've bought for my kitchen to make life easier. You may or may not have seen the video about the halogen countertop cooker thing. We've been using that for a couple of weeks now, and that is coming along really good. We found it really easy to use. We've done a lot of our cooking in it recently, and I'm quite pleased with it. There was only one small issue I had with it, where the basket, rotisserie basket and rotisserie spit got stuck in the machine, and I think mainly that was because of me, because I was struggling to lift it out. So I think that mainly that was me, not the machine, because I was struggling to grip it, to pull it out. So yeah, but other than that, it's been really good. It cooks food really well. It's very quick. Has a timer and a loud beeper on it. So I can put my food in there, set it to cook, go off, watch some Netflix or do some housework or whatever, and I can hear it beeping with this door closed when I'm in like the other room. I could be in the bathroom and hear it beep, you know, so that's really good. So then it alerts me, right, food is done, come turn me off. You know, so we've really enjoyed the halogen cooker thing. And even John, I think you've enjoyed it, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
It.
I mean, we bought some fish fingers that you didn't like, but I like them, so I'm using that to make fish finger sandwiches. And they don't end up falling into a disgusting week-old pig batter because they're, you know, it's not a grill. You know, just pop it in there. It's clean. There's no oil in the bottom of it. So I'm getting less greasy food. It's a lot less hassle because things don't fall between the grate, because the grate is quite, you know, quite thin. So, you know, there's no way things can fall in through it. So I'm very impressed.
But that area of my kitchen, it's disgusting. So you're going to show them anyway.
Yeah, it's over there. This proves my point, right?
If I haven't got to that bit of the housework yet.
Yeah, this proves my point. Look, in there, it's a little bit dirty. That needs a wipe through, right? And then you've got that little grate there. You pop the fish fingers lengthways along there, and if they fall in, they just fall into a slight little bit of mess, right? That's not too bad. Meanwhile, this has been soaking for a day. That's the grill pan that goes in the oven, and that's about a month's worth of gunk in there, which I've got to clean out a bit later. So I'd rather my fish fingers fall in there than in that. So that proves the point quite nicely, and it's very handy. This.
Test this cup of tea now.
I'm gonna have to put that down in a minute because I've only got one hand. And when we don't feel like cooking,
there's always Domino's.
And I'm gonna use the fizzy to heat that up in a minute. See if it works.
Try this cup of tea now. Lovely. Very tasty. That water is so clear because of that Brita filter. It looks really good. So yeah, the first use of this went quite well. To be honest, I probably need to test it out a bit more, but I'm gonna say I will recommend this. That was so easy and effortless for me to make a cup of tea. I haven't hurt myself, haven't burnt myself, haven't made a mess of the kitchen side, apart from this one, of course, all the rubbish. But yeah, I definitely recommend one of these. There's loads of different styles and brands of Despencer kettles. This one cost me about £60, and I ordered it from Amazon, and it was delivered today. So, but yeah, £60 is a little bit much, but I think it's worth it, to be honest, for what you're paying for. Because there were cheaper ones. There was one for about £30, but it was very small. The tank on it wasn't very big. You get maybe 2 cups of water out of it and that's it. So I'd have to keep refilling it 2 or 3 times a day. You know, and it didn't look very sturdy, and it didn't have the stop button on it, and it didn't have the Brita filter. So basically for 60 quid, this holds a lot more water, so I will only need to refill it maybe once a day, maybe once every 2 or 3 days. And of course the Brita filter filters the water and cleans it for me. And it has this handy little removable tray to catch any of the water or anything that spills over. And it's removable, easy to clean, you know. So yeah, I definitely recommend this. And Breville, they're a really good brand. I've had a few Breville kettles and toasters and things in the past, and they've all been very good. So Breville, definitely a really good brand. So yeah, this is another item I have tested and I recommend for anyone with mobility issues or disabilities like mine. So yeah, hopefully I will be getting some more devices for the kitchen to make life easier in the kitchen for me, and I will be doing some more reviews on those as well. So that's 2 reviews down, the halogen cooker and the kettle. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. I'm gonna finish this cup of tea. Bye. Nearly falling over. I swear there's no alcohol in this at all.